Welcome back to 77th Live. We're about to enter our holiday season, and the first one is Thanksgiving. Don, how do you celebrate at home?
I celebrate in two ways. My dad's from New Orleans, so we have a Cajun feast, and my mother is from Thailand, so we do Loy Gatong, which is this time of the year. Loy Gatong is a celebration of cleansing and giving thanks. We have a Loy Gatong. Loy means to float. Gatong is a raft that's made to look like a lotus flower, and that's how we do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, in keeping with the spirit of giving, we have April Pongtratic. Welcome.
Welcome. Sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka.
We're so glad that you're able to join us today.
Oh, I'm so happy you invited me. I love the show.
So, April, how do you prepare for the holidays?
Our family, it's a mixture. We do some Thai food, some American food, but the main thing is just being together because we're all spread out throughout the country. So that's how we do it.
And where are your folks now?
My parents are based out of Phoenix, and then I have two older sisters who are in San Francisco.
So what brought you out to California?
School brought me out to California. I went to Occidental College, which is in Eagle Rock, which is near Pasadena. And they gave me the most money. And it was close to home, so it was good. I was able to go back to Phoenix a lot during my time in college.
So let's talk about Hard Knock TV. Tell me, how did you get involved with that?
College. It was a friend of mine from college. He was a few years older than me. He really had this brainchild of a website slash hopefully would have moved into a TV show that was like his dream. He wanted to showcase hip hop culture from every angle, and when I graduated, he had already kind of started the footwork and invited me to come help him. And I was moving in the music industry too, so it was helpful that we both were able to use our relations to make this website grow.
And I hear that you've interviewed some really big names. Like, can you share that with us?
They're not that big. My very first on-camera interview was with T.I., and that was very nerve-wracking and exciting. He was, I want to say, just a couple months away from going to jail, so I didn't really know how his whole demeanor was going to be, but it ended up being really great, and it got a lot of hits and it got posted on a lot of different websites. So still to this day, I have friends who are like, "Hey, I just stumbled across your YouTube interview with T.I. You know, when did you do that?" And you know, it's so great, and I'm just excited and blessed that I was able to have that opportunity.
You've been pretty successful in the entertainment industry so far.
I've been doing pretty well. I started working in the music industry when I was about 17, and I was doing like street team, real grunt work. I didn't care what it was. I just loved music, and I wanted to be involved in any capacity, which I think it's really important for any job and any industry you go to learn every facet, because you get a clear understanding of where people are coming from and how to deal with them. So I worked promotions, I worked with artists, and then my last stop, my highest position, I was music director at a LA radio station, which was a kind of historic one. In the 80s, it was the very first all hip hop format station. And then they brought it back in like 2003, 2004. I started there, street team, bottom level, and just always happened to be at the right place at the right time, and then just having a strong work ethic moved me up pretty fast. So when I was 24, I was the music director of a Los Angeles radio station, which is the #2 market in the country.
Yeah, that's very
impressive. Really impressive. And it's really impressive because just being in a male-dominated industry, it must be really difficult for you to navigate through.
Yeah, I mean, especially the hip hop industry, because it's urban. You don't see too many Asian people, especially in positions of power, and you don't see too many Thai people. Period. I've maybe met one or two other Thai people working in my industry. And male dominance it's in every part of everything in corporate America. You can't get away from it. Just being a woman is difficult when you're trying to take it to the next level in business. But I always just stuck to my core values, which my parents taught me, and part of that is work ethic and just being a hard worker, and that I feel like will always outshine your ethnicity or your gender.
And we're going to take a short break now.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to 77th Live. And with us we have April Pongtratic.
So you feel like you've been a trailblazer for other young women, Asian women especially?
You know, I like to stay humble, I guess, and a little modest. I would rather, you know, make a difference in the long term. I like always seeing people at the beginning stages, not necessarily when they're at their success. You know, I just hope that I'm able to leave some type of good impression, just like how my parents have always done, is having, sticking to your core values and sticking to what you believe in, and letting that help you carry to success, and not necessarily having to compromise yourself.
Can you tell us a little bit about Poverty Fighting Agency? It's just another way that you're giving back to the community.
Yes, when I went to Occidental, I got a sociology degree, and I knew I always wanted to go into social work. I think it's really important, especially what's going on with the economy, and for Americans and for immigrants too. So I was able to join an agency in Long Beach called Long Beach Community Action Partnership. And actually, community action partnerships, there's 1,100 across the country. And you know, they meet annually and figure out different ways to strategize. My particular one, we focus mainly in Long Beach, but also in the greater Los Angeles area. And what we do is we provide services for people who are in that lower income area or who may have fallen on hard times. And our biggest goal is to move them into self-sufficiency. So it's not really like putting a Band-Aid on the problem. It's more like pulling teeth sometimes and not exactly giving them what they want right away, but giving them what they need so that they can move into self-sufficiency instead of, okay, here's rent money for you this month,
right,
but what happens next month? You know, and so part of that is we provide like financial literacy classes to help build your wealth, as opposed to, okay, just pay this now, take care of this now, but in the long term, that's not going to help you.
So you're educating and providing a service as well.
Yes, that's our main goal. Like I said, you do have to provide education because a lot of people don't know the services that are available, or even how to open your own bank account, or how to keep your money growing instead of just spending it on everything, like going to the grocery store instead of going to the restaurant every night. Yeah. Just different ways to help your everyday life. So.
In addition to being Buddhist, how do you think being Thai has influenced your choice in these two careers?
Being Thai for nonprofit, you know, it's always about giving. You know, life is for as much as you receive, you're supposed to give back. And I think that's something that's preached to me a lot by my parents. You know, I saw at a young age my mom always giving back, and my dad too, and you know, being selfless a lot of times. With the music industry, that I would just say has kept me grounded. Music, kind of, my Buddhist or Thai background didn't really push me into that. It was just my love of music and growing up in America and the things that I enjoyed. But it's a very, very difficult industry to be in because you have a lot of things tempting you. And if you're not grounded and you don't have that balance, you know, like we're taught, then you can definitely lose yourself. You can burn out really fast.
Mm-hmm. You know, you had mentioned earlier about being an obscure Asian growing up.
Yeah.
Could you expound on that?
Yeah, well, you know, in America, unless you're like in New York or LA, there's not huge Thai communities. And people always hear about Thailand, like, you know, if you're watching E! And it's like, oh, the island to go to or whatever. But they know there's a Thailand or a Taiwan or Thai something, but people never really know, and I don't think they ever really meet a real live Thai person a lot of times. And so growing up for me, especially I grew up in Phoenix, there wasn't a Thai community, so people couldn't figure out what I was, and you know, I don't have super distinctive Thai features. I'm a little bit Americanized, you can see in my look. So people were like, oh, are you mixed? Are you Chinese? Are you Japanese? Are you Eskimo? Are you Hawaiian?
Yeah.
It's just, there was never, there was very, like once in 1,000 people were able to be like, you're Thai, I know you're Thai. Yeah. And they usually had dated someone Thai or went to Thailand, and that's how they knew. So it's that obscure Asian that a lot of people don't identify with because they're so used to Japanese, Chinese, or Korean, you know, but we have a strong presence.
Yeah, we do.
Especially in the cuisine, you know. Everybody loves Thai food.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I think we all can identify with the obscure Asian and being mixed and having those types of experiences.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
so
on the
much,
show today.
April.
Oh, no, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
We're glad that you came on the show to share your stories with us. We're going to take a short break now, and when we get back, we're going to have our other guest here on the show.
Yes, I think we're doing a spoken word performance, so stay tuned.